Hello everyone and welcome back to another Pokemon Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. Today we're taking on Coconuts in the OU tier. Once again, this was a stream highlight match. It was a pretty fun battle we had. Coconuts is he's a regular on the stream and he likes to battle a lot. He's a pretty cool dude, so just letting y'all know that if you watch this video. But pretty cool OU team that I built on Showdown originally. I was gonna do a live with it, but I just decided just to throw it into Wi-Fi on stream, and I'll probably start doing that with the teams I want to use. I'll test them a few games on Showdown, make sure they're not horrible, and then throw them into Wi-Fi. Because building for Showdowns is different to Wi-Fi, because not everybody has all those checks like in Wi-Fi. So I have a team built around Kieran Black, Banded Kieran Black, Adamant. Usually I have the leads like the team like focus on the left, but for this one it was on the very right. But we have a nice Fairy Dragon Steel Core with Banded Kieran Black with Tapu Lele, which is actually Mind Plate, because I like to bluff the Choice Specs with Psychic. Or I guess Choice Scarf sometimes if like I don't get to prove my speed. And then of course AV Magnezone, which is like one of my favorite mons right now. I've been using it like almost on my teams. AV Magnezone and then like Defensive Landorus work really nice together, so like putting those two together. Then I have Focus Sash for Hermosa, just always guaranteed, like just always have a sort of check to Alakazam. I am faster than Megazam if it is Megazam, so that's always something to keep in mind. And then we have Mega Blastoise for our spinner, which really doesn't do much this match because he has stuff like Tapu Fini, and then he's got Greninja, he's got like Thundurus, which is starting me out, and then Magearna, which kind of walls me. But it should be a fun match, and the key is really just to keep Magnezone around for Magearna, Greninja, and Tapu Fini, because I can't really break through those. Kieran Black can also click Fusion Bolts. I can't really click Outrage because he has two fairies, but you can click Fusion Bolt if I get rid of the Garchomp and the Magearna perhaps injure it a little bit. Because Banded Fusion Bolt, Adamant Hatred just like destroys everything. At the beginning of the match, I forgot that I have Terra Volt, so like I didn't want to stay in on Thundurus if that came to mind. But then once I brought it out later, I forgot I had Terra Volt. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get this battle started right about now. Here we go. You are challenged by the Pokemon trainer Coconuts. And the only reason why I do that is just because I want to be able to have the video on spot. So here I lead with Tapu Lele. I figured it was a nice lead against everything except the Magearna, and of course he does lead Magearna, so I'm already in a hole turn one. So here I have to make the obvious play and go out into my Magnezone, because even if he like Volt Switches, I eat that up. If he goes for Flare Cannon, I eat it up. If he goes for Flash Cannon, I eat up everything he throws at me, because I am Assault Vest. And this is my dedicated Magearna / Tapu Lele check, being Assault Vest. Very bulky. So here he just goes for the Volt Switch, reading me like a book, and if I'm not mistaken, he actually goes directly into Garchomp, so Coconuts is already reading me like a book these first few turns. Indeed, Garchomp does come out. He can threaten me out with an Earthquake. He could be Stealth Rocks, judging from his team, because he doesn't have any Stealth Rockers. So here, I go right into Landorus T, which is my defensive wall. Of course, Rocky Helmet. You see Landos everywhere. It's so good. Such a good mon. I actually have Hidden Power Fire on this one, I think, but I'm pretty sure. I don't actually remember which one this has, but he does go for the SD, reading me once again. And then I want to get on my rocks here, because I figured he can't really touch me. But he goes for Outrage, and he actually does get a crit on me, which definitely mattered, because +1 Garchomp does not. It does like 68% like to a defensive Landorus, and if he was Adamant, it did like 70%, so like 72 or 73. So like it definitely mattered, but I guess it wasn't really a big deal because this was the only one I needed Landorus for. So he's locked in Outrage, so I can just go on Tapu Lele and just knock it out with a Mind Plate boosted Psychic in the terrain. So it's essentially a Choice Specs slapped with the Life Orb on it, pretty much, without taking recoil. And here you can go into Magearna, because I think he assumes I am Choice Specs, which is what I like to do. I like to bluff my Specs, and I can't really touch it anyway, so there's really no point in staying in. So I do go back into Magnezone, as this time I believe he goes right for Flash Cannon, because I think he was trying to predict me to overpredict. So I'm just making a safe play here. With Chomp gone, there's really no reason not to switch into this thing. So Magnezone's looking really good right now, because it walls Thundurus, it walls Fini, it walls this, it walls Greninja to an extent. He does get a Spit F drop there, which really doesn't matter too much. So here I just fire off a Thunderbolt. I am not Choice Specs, I am actually Assault Vest. And there I find out he is Assault Vest, because I should have done a little bit more. But usually they run Assault Vest if they're not running Shift Gear, but you don't see Shift Gear too often anymore. So he does go for the Volt Switch here again, and I believe he goes right into his, what is this called again? Oh, Alakazam Spoon, yeah. So Alakazam comes out, because this is the only mon with the Spit F drop. He actually is going to stay and go for Focus Blast. I did not have a switch into this thing, so I decided just to sack my Magnezone to this. Like I said, I'm not sure if I would have lived the Focus Blast if I had not got that Spit F drop. I don't think so, because Alakazam's a monster. But then again, Assault Vest just boosts my special defense by 1 stage, so I'm thinking I could have tanked it. I don't have the calc on me, but it doesn't really matter at this point. So, like I said, I just sacked it off. Even though this thing could have done a lot of work, I figured Pheromosa can do work as well. But I definitely should have kept that around. It's basically a misplay on my part. But here, I go into Pheromosa because I do outspeed this thing, and I don't have U-turn on this. I actually have lunge, which is kind of controversial. Wrong word, but it's kind of like weird. I should probably have U-turn on this thing, but it's important to keep my sash intact in case Greninja gets out of control, and I gotta keep Lele in case he can just go for like water shuriken. But here, like I said, I go for lunge just to get some damage off. He goes into the Feeny, which is probably his defensive wall, and he just eats it up for breakfast. You get the attack drop, which doesn't matter because it's 100% of the time you're gonna drop your attack. But here, I could just go right back into my Magna Zone. I actually go to Lele to get rid of his terrain. That's what I did. That's right. So, and I figured I can just eat up his Nature's Madness, which I'm assuming he would go for, predicting my switch, because there's no way I'm staying in. So he does go for that. Otherwise, I could have Poison Jab, but I didn't want to make that play. So he's reading me like a book. He's playing really well right now, so definitely have to start making some plays. Even though like it's really close, I gotta start making some plays so I don't get behind. So here I click Moonblast in case he wants to go into his Greninja. I'm pretty sure. Yes, I click Moonblast, and under his impression, he thinks I am Choice Specs, so he'll probably just feel comfortable and go for Volt Switch. Sorry for the bit of lag if there's a lag there, but Citra must have been like freaking out there. So here I go for Psychic because I predict him to maybe just. I mean, I don't really have a switch in anymore, like without Magna Zone, so I just stayed in and go for Psychic again. And he goes for the Flash Cannon and knocks out my Tapu Lele. So yeah, sorry about that lag. That little. If there was any lag, then there was lag. If not, there wasn't. It might just be Sony Vegas. Sony Vegas has been kind of glitching out with this kind of thing, but hopefully it doesn't get too behind in the audio. So here I go into Pheromosa because I can knock it out with a high jump kick. I know it's risky, but I don't have any other choice, so I go for high jump kick. I do connect, and I am able to knock out this my Girna, and I get my speed raised, which really doesn't matter. I kind of want to use an adamant like Pheromosa, but then I will need to run like a Choice Scarf, I think. But here he goes on top of Feeny, and here, since I do have my Focus Sash, I decide that I need to go ahead and break this thing to keep just keep momentum. I probably shouldn't have done this. I probably should have went hard in the Kieran Black, but I just go for Poison Jab anyway. Like I just didn't really care. Without Lele anymore, this thing doesn't help me out against Greninja because Greninja can just kill me with the freaking Water Shuriken unless he doesn't go Battle Bond yet, and I can tank more than 2, which is probably not possible. But he does go for Nature's Madness, so I can get off another Poison Jab. So like I said, I'm in pretty bad position right now. All I have is this thing left, and then my Kieran Black, which is Choice Banded Adamants. And then I have my Blastoise, which hasn't been touched yet, which is kind of nice because it kind of deals with Greninja. So here he eats up his Citrus Berry, or his not Citrus Berry, but the Golf Berry. So nice item on his part. I guess he didn't have leftovers, or extra leftovers, or I'm not sure what had leftovers on his team. I don't know, but I guess he wanted a lot of recovery there. But he goes for Surf to knock me out. I used to run Surf, but not anymore. I'm running like Moonblast and Nature's Madness like everyone else is. So here I go into the big black Kieran Black. He is the big Black Kieran. I can't even say that right. The big Black Kieran. And I am gonna lock myself in the Choice Banded Fusion Bolt. I guess he forgot about the Terra Volt like I did. I mean, he didn't really need Thundurus unless he wanted to save it for Blastoise. But I do click Fusion Bolt, and this is Choice Banded Adamant. You're not taking this at all. And of course, with Terra Volt, it essentially is a Mold Breaker, so it just ignores their abilities. And of course, Thundurus Incarnate, Thundurus Therian's ability is the Volt Absorb. I always mix up Thundurus and Tornadoes because they don't look like anything like Lando's. Lando's like on all 4s, but he does bring in Mega Zam. Traces a Terra Volt, which doesn't matter. So here I kind of just made a 50-50. He was either gonna go Focus Blast or Psychic, and here I make the 50-50 and I just go into Blastoise. I figured I have to bank on his miss anyway, so I might as well go into Blastoise first and just let him die. As you can see, it does like a lot of damage to me. It does like over half. So I was hoping I could live after Mega like a Psychic from him, and I can get off damage on this thing, but like, or kill it because I have Dark Pulse, so I can knock it out, and then Kieran can win the game. But because his last 2 are Greninja at full, and then his Tapu Fini, which of course isn't really a threat at this point. He does have the Energy Ball, which kind of like threw me off. I used to run Energy Ball, but there is no need for it at this point. I'm pretty sure. Unless he's really afraid of Quagsire and like Gastrodon. But here I go into Kieran Black. I had to bank on his miss, or hopefully he goes for Psychic. I mean, if I were him, I would have went for Psychic here to get damage off and then have Greninja kill me and finish me off, if that would have worked out. But as you can see, he does make that play. He goes for Psychic to get chip damage or do a good chunk of me so Greninja can finish me off. But at this range of health, I'm fairly confident that Kieran Black can live any shot from Greninja, unless it's like a Z move, which nobody runs. So I do knock out the Alakazam. And at this point, I'm really in good shape because as long as he isn't Focus Sash Greninja, and as long as he does not flinch me, I should be able to live this shot and kill him. But like I said, I wasn't too 100% sure. He does go for the Dark Pulse, and I do tank the Dark Pulse with 8 HP. Kieran Black has very nice defenses. The HP stat is humongous without any investment, so I am able to connect the Fusion Bolt, and he actually wasn't Focus Sash. I believe he was Modest Scarf, is what he told me. So that was a really interesting set for him. And then his final model, of course, was Tapu Fini, so my banded Kieran Black was able to bring me back from this game. And, you know, just carry me in the end. I guess he should have went Focus Blast there regardless because, I mean, he had it for a reason, but I guess he figured it would just be the best play. So, I mean, it was his best play, I think, so who knows what the roles were. So, I mean, it was his best play to go for the Psychic, I think. Unless he understood that, oh, Greninja can't kill it, but I don't know. It was just, I don't know. It could have went either way, but either way, it was a good game. I definitely had a few misplays. He played really well in this game. He read me like a book in the beginning, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, keeping my win cons alive were important. Probably should have kept Magastone around longer, but besides that, Kieran Black did well. Kieran Black is awesome. I've always liked Kieran Black. I didn't use it too much like in Oraz and XY, but now I'm going to use it a bit more in Sun and Moon, even though all those Tapus are running around. But with the proper support, it can do some work. Yeah, hope you all enjoyed, and then I'll be bringing back some more Citra battles once I get on streaming and start doing more battles and recording more. But yeah, I'm going to be building some more teams. I have some teams coming up your way. Probably going to be using Mega Glalie in the future, but yeah, if y'all have any suggestions for any teams to build around, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below so I can start building any tier, really. I probably won't do Little Cup right now, but yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll be back later, guys. Take care.